डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Namaskar, dear students. Myself, Zeel Sagar Shah, working as an assistant professor in School of Computer Science in Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. Welcome to the Chaitanya Studio. We are in the lecture series of object-oriented programming using C++. So, in which we are in the unit 6, part 2. In the previous lecture, you have studied about one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, how it works. So, what is one-dimensional array? The only row, that is x-axis. And what is two-dimensional array? Combination of x-axis and y-axis, that is rows and column. So, I hope now you get the concept of arrays in your mind. So, in today's topic, we are going to study about character array and some string manipulation functions, and then we are heading towards the pointers, that is which is the most important topic of C++. So let's go to the today's unit. So, character arrays. First of all, what is character arrays? An array whose components are of the type char is called a character array. Char is equal to, that is ch is equal to, this is null thing. We will see this in detail. So a string is a sequence of 0 or more characters enclosed in a double quote marks. C++ strings are a null terminated. So this is ch is equal to /0 is a null terminated. That is the last character is a string, is the null character. So for example, this is string array. And when we see character array, then how we will see? So there is a difference between A, that is single quoted comma, is character array, and double quoted inverted commas are known as string array. So because strings are null terminated, double quoted A represent two characters. One is A character and null character. Similarly, hello contains 6 characters. So this is basically string. String is a combination of characters. So when we represent our array in memory, how it store, that is HELLO and null terminated character. So this is how character array work. Now we will see how it represent in our memory. So the statement char name, which is name has size 16, but in name we have only 4 letters, that is John only. So so afterwards, after n, we have zeros in our memory. So this is the garbage collection in our memory. Now let's see our string manipulation functions. There are string length returns the length of a given function. strcat, that is concatenate two strings resulting in a single string. strcpy, that is copies the contents of one string to another. And strcmp, what this will do is this will compare two strings and return integer on the outcome shown below. So whenever we have two strings and when we compare, and if the result is true, we will get 1, and if the result is false, then we will get 0 if we store that result in our boolean format. Okay, now we will see this string manipulation functions in later stage. So let's start with our today's main topic, that is pointers. So what is pointers? A pointer in C++ is a variable that holds the memory address of another variable rather than storing actual data. Pointer stores the location where the data is stored in our memory. Pointers are very powerful because they allow direct memory and manipulation, dynamic memory allocation, and passing value by reference. So we will see how pointers work in our C++. There are many types of pointers in our syllabus. So let's see our first type of pointers, that is void pointers. But before void pointers, we will see what are the symbols we used in pointers. So ampersand sign. So ampersand symbol represents the address operator, and asterisk sign, that is it access the value of the address. Indirection operator, this both has the valuable thing in our pointers. How working of pointers is done in our C++. Hash include iostream. After using namespace std, we have declared one variable int number is equal to 30. And what we have done is we want to pass this value in our another variable. So what we have done is we have initiate one another variable, that is int asterisk p. So what is this? This is pointer variable, and in p we have the address of the number value, that is p is equal to n% number. And when we print this code, what we will get is, see, address of number variable, that is, and address of p variable, they both are same. Why? Because we are storing our number in p pointer, and if I want to fetch the value of p variable in our value of number variable in our p variable, then what we will do is we will value of p variable is 30. Simply we just have to write asterisk p and we will get the answer. So now we will see void pointers in detail. So void pointers is, what is void pointers? First of all, we will see the syntax of void pointer, and then we will learn about void pointer. Void, then star, that is asterisk, and ptr, that is pointer variable. So void pointers in C++ that can point to any data type. It is a generic pointer. So because it can hold the address of any object, but it does not have a type associated with it. So this allows you to write name flexible and reusable code. So especially in functions that need to work with different type of data types. So void pointer, without knowing the type in advance, it will use void pointers. So this is how void pointers work in C++. So let's see the program of void pointer. So hash include iostream, then using namespace std, we have initiate one int num. So what over here, num is a variable which has 10 value and float pi is equal to 3.14, and over here we have declared our void pointer, that is void asterisk ptr. So whenever I store first time ptr is equal to n%num, then at that moment the pointer has the reference of number value, right? And we will just simply typecast in our static cast int, so integer, and then ampersand. We have another method also to, we have over here we have another method also to represent void pointer. We will see after executing this program. So you just have to simply write ptr and ampersand pi. So what over here, ptr has two different things. In first ptr we have holding the integer value, and in second ptr we are holding the float value. So whenever we execute this program, what will we get as in our output is, see, in integer value we have 10 and float value we have 3.14. So I hope now you get the void pointer, and we will see the second method also in our void pointer. So instead of static cast, we will use int ptr1. So what we have done is we have pointer to pointer thing. So int asterisk ptr1, and in ptr1 we are fetching int star then ptr. So over here we are doing typecasting in ptr1. So let's see the another type of pointer, that is pointer to pointer in C++. So what is basically pointer to pointer is, it is also known as double pointer, which is pointing to the another pointer. So it stores the address of pointer in simple terms. A pointer to pointer is a pointer that points to another pointer, which in turn points to a variable or a data. So I hope now you get this concept. This concept is particularly used when working with multiple dimensional arrays, dynamic memory allocation, or when passing through our pointers to functions that may modify them. So we will use pointer to pointers in our multi-dimensional arrays. Now we will see pointer to pointer syntax first, and then we will see the program of pointer to pointer. So first of all, syntax of pointer is type, that is whatever the data type of that pointer, and double asterisk, because pointer to pointer is, we are pointing to another pointer. So we are over here, two asterisk symbol is used so that the compiler cannot get confused between simple pointer and pointer to pointer. So what we have done over here is, we have int x is equal to 10, which has a simple integer value, and int star ptr1, we are holding the value of x. and int ptr2, that is double pointer, we are holding the value of ptr1. So whenever we dereferencing this, what will we get is the value of x via ptr2 is 10 and value of x via ptr1 is equal to 10. Why will we get this? Because ptr2 is pointing towards ptr1 and ptr1 has the value of x. So they both has the same value. Now I hope you get the idea about pointer to pointer. Now let's see an array of pointers. An array of pointers is an array that contains a collection of addresses. The elements of such arrays, that is addresses, are stored in memory just like the elements of any kind of arrays. We can declare an array of pointers in the same way we declare a normal array. So we will see data type and array name and then size, and what we have done is asterisk symbol. So array of pointers is used. So declare, first of all we have declared a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20 and c is equal to 30. What we have done is we have declared integer data type having ptr array 3 and 3 size. So what we have done is we have assigning ptr array 0 is equal to ampersand a. So over here the working of pointers is similar like array of pointers, right? So over here only ampersand and asterisk symbol is the plus thing. Otherwise all the concept of array is similar. Whenever we write this program, what will we get as our output is cout value ptr0 is equal to 10, cout value at ptr1 is equal to 20 and value at ptr2 is 30. So this is the last topic, that is pointer to functions, that is syntax of array of pointers, return type and star, that is asterisk, pointer name and parameter type. We will learn about functions in next unit, but now you will get just an idea about how functions are there in our C++. So hash include iostream. After using namespace std, we have declare one function, that is int add, which has two parameters, that is int a and int b, and what we are returning is a plus b. So over here we are just simply addition of two numbers are there. So and we have declare one pointer function, that is int function pointer, that is int and int. So this is the declaration of function pointer type, and when we run this program, what we will get is result of add is 10 plus 20 is equal to 30. Over here assigning the add function to function pointer is we have written, that is func ptr is equal to add. So over here whatever the functionalities of add are there in add function, we will get in function ptr. We just simply call the function via pointer, that is int result. What we have done is we have declared one result value, and what we have just calling our function, that is func ptr 10 to 20, and what we will get is 30 over here whenever we print result of add. So I hope now you get the idea about pointers in C++. In the next lecture we are going to study about structure and union in detail, and after that we will going to learn about functions. So I hope now you get the idea about all the things. If you have any doubt regarding any topic in C++, you may comment down in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video.
स्वाध्यायः